Wow, we're live. Wow. This is pretty exciting for me to be on this show with you guys.
Oh, I like that.
Wow.
Stan the Man, Dennis the Menace Bermudez, Menace and The Man, episode 35, and we're joined by AB. Good to have you, AB.
I'm the father of the Menace.
You gifted us this gentleman right here.
What's that like?
It's tough. It's not easy.
Define not easy, though. It's great. Look at him. He's good looking. He's got your looks. He's got your swag.
Yeah, he has that. He has that going on.
He's got some things going for him.
That's good. And then what else does he have?
I'm pretty charismatic, pretty funny.
I don't know about funny.
Was a UFC fighter?
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. How was that, Dennis? Being a UFC fighter.
It was
I
tough.
mean,
hey,
I guess so.
Hey, wasn't no.
I think you did pretty good. I mean, let's see.
Right.
For 10 years, you just had a lot of fun getting beat up. That's why I can't comment that. Say, oh yeah, he sure did.
Yeah. He did some ass kicking, though, as well.
Yeah, we kicked a lot of
Nah,
asses.
you did.
We kicked more asses than got our ass kicked. Right?
Yeah, you did.
So now
I'm
that's a good way
proud.
we can go from there. What was it like watching your son do that, compete at the highest level?
It was exciting. You know, I'm proud. I was proud.
Now, what age did he start wrestling? Like, when did you first start watching him
Oh,
compete?
eat him.
I know. He started at what? When you were in 9th grade?
I dabbled in like 3rd grade. There was like I went to like a wrestling club for like 3 weeks. On the 4th week, there was a match.
Where was I?
You didn't go. It was at the high school.
So I must have been really working, like I always do.
Yes.
Yeah, always working.
Yes.
Always
Hard
working.
work.
Trying to, support.
Keep food on the table.
To support the
Yeah.
family.
The Bermudez brothers.
Yeah.
So
Bermuda's
No,
boys.
mommy.
Bermudez boys.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a challenge. That was a challenge.
Now you got Dean, middle child Dennis, and then Jay. Now we were talking about this a little bit earlier, how it was being the middle child.
He calls him Jason.
Now,
On his birth certificate, it says Jay.
Yeah.
But he calls him Jason, like, it's like the opposite. Jason,
I
that's
always
your
give everybody a
nickname.
nickname anyway.
Yeah.
So now somebody is always calling him now Jason. And he said that to me. He called me out on it. He goes, Dad, now everybody's calling me Jason instead of Jay.
T-Bird.
So now in this household, raising 3 boys, probably a little while growing up, right?
Yeah.
How many fist fights would you say you broke up? Or did you just let them go?
We let it go.
Let them go.
Yeah. I said, I'll be with you in a while. And I just step out of the house and before I came out alive out of that door, was it.
That's a good way to be,
They
though.
had fun. But they were tough. I made boys out of them.
Made men. Made men out of it.
That's what it is.
Boys then became men.
Absolutely.
He always said, I don't raise
And look at them now.
girls.
Yeah, you're not raising sissies over here. And then Dennis is applying those same techniques a little bit, maybe a little watered
To
down.
my grandson, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Wait a
they
minute,
would be.
Are you raising them to be tough
Yes.
Trying.
So
We're in a
why-
different
guys? Why are
world
they
now.
whining all the time? You just said that.
They have feelings.
Well, you know what? That's how you were.
Well, they're with their
Yeah.
mother. Hang on, they're with their mother half the time. So it's
That's
and
a
their
different
grandparents.
Yeah,
sexual-
but when you were with me, you did the same thing. You had feelings. Very
Yeah,
sensitive person
I
you
went
are.
like hid somewhere.
And he was. Well, no, but you still had feelings.
Yeah, but I didn't
if
want
I
you to
talked
see
in a
them.
certain way, you would crouch and be all, hurt that I yelled at you or whatever. And the other one would just run away. So he did. He was.
It's not a bad thing to
No,
have
it's
some
not.
feelings, have some compassion.
I remember wrestling with my younger brother in our bedroom, and he'd be like, "Hey, knock it off, hey!" And like we would keep coming, and then you would hear like, and he would come with the broom, and it was like I would instantly grab Jay and pull him on top of me.
Because I was trying to get a hold of him so I could hit him with the, yeah.
Well, the
But
thing
but they did a lot of damage to my home. So I decided when I married my wife Sherry there, we were gonna wait until they left.
To fix everything up.
Yeah.
You said that to me yesterday when I came in. You were like, "Oh yeah, now this place is good. You should have seen it when I had these animals."
Yeah, they destroyed the house. I mean, if I could give him a bill now, I would. What do you? I destroy my home. I mean, how do you destroy your own parents' house where you live? Like you say your room. Why would you ruin your room? I mean, put holes in it. I mean, that's animal. That's animal. I mean, and then when you get frustrated because you're working out, gonna have a fight, and you're gonna blow holes in my walls downstairs and leave all kinds of.
Well, now are these holes done intentionally or accidentally?
Oh, we don't know. I mean,
Two brothers fighting and they went through the wall, or you're just punching holes in the wall?
Hang on, whoa. The owner
I like to know about that. And then when they did the holes, they patched them up with like with those posters and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they'd be like
And I'm like,
When we went out,
and I see more and more posters. I go,
down.
yeah, these guys are
Turn the levels down.
these guys are into posters. So stand.
Their rooms were decorated with posters.
Yes. So
Now there'd be like a new Tupac poster. He had like a weird. It wasn't like centered on the wall. It was like it was like where in between the bunk beds,
And then like when you hang a poster up, you put it nice, so it matches. Well,
These were all over it.
like why would that poster be like on the ceiling? Like
Like you ever seen Shawshank Redemption?
Tupac.
Shawshank Redemption?
Looking at you.
You ever
from
seen
the
that?
ceiling.
He throws a rock against the wall.
Maybe he did. Did you
You
see
seen Shawshank Redemption? Oh, well, he's like, it's a prison movie. The guy's like yelling at the other people. He's throwing stuff at the wall, and he winds up throwing through the poster, and it goes in a hole.
Oh.
Winds up putting his hand in it, and it's a big hole in the wall. So that's what you guys are doing, hiding your holes with posters. I like that. Oh,
Whoa.
Bryson, close one. Oh, let me do a little adjustment here. Other way, buddy, next time. What's the good? You told me you weren't good
Keep
at
going. Good. Scoot in a little bit. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Well, no. So my older brother, out of the three of us, he had the biggest temper.
Yeah.
Well,
I've heard this. I've heard this.
We discussed that.
And my older brother and my father would clash, and maybe Dean was trying to hurt my father by hurting his house.
That's possible.
Well, no. But no, he would. His doors had multiple holes in it.
No.
Hang on. So all right. So when it comes to the
He actually never really. It was you and Jay.
Oh.
me
Actually, it
and
was-
Jay, me and
You
Jay.
guys did the most damage.
Let's get to the bottom of
All right,
this.
there's a
No,
difference
no,
between
I'm not
doing
there. This could be-
hang on.
we-
There's
no,
a
this could be-
difference
no.
between doing damage and punching holes in the walls.
Well, you punched a hole through the. No, downstairs the door.
No, that was Dean. 1,000%.
No, I heard it was you.
Ooh, we might be airing out by some lifelong secrets.
Yeah.
It was
And
me.
this is going back in the day. Yeah, you.
Hang on. All right.
He was even here.
Okay, listen. If someone lost in something, right, I would inflict pain on whoever I lost to. Not on, just get angry. Dean's the one yeah! And they would hit something. I would never, because...
Yeah, but Dean was.
It's always blew my mind when, a kid would lose a wrestling match and then punch a locker and then, break his hand. I'm like...
Why, you didn't get that, or what was the...
What do you mean?
You don't get that? The frustration?
Hit something that's not going to break your hand. What do you mean?
So, okay. So you were punching holes through sheetrock, things that would break.
No!
No,
I would
Things
punch,
that was-
the mats. I would never punch hang on, listen. AB cracks a hard whip. You think I'm trying to, I would avoid all things.
I've heard the stories.
And then I try to do this on purpose, but when you play, they're playing soccer in the backyard. Okay,
Yeah.
so now my house is here, the window's here, so you figured you want to play soccer, long ways against the window without hitting. Well, the goal was in back of my in front
between two windows.
in two windows. Now who does that?
Matter of time.
So they kicked it. I told them, hey, listen.
That was I think that was Dean too.
Yeah, no, it was you.
It was under Dean's
And here I am. No, actually, and then what about the ball? They were
Yes.
throwing ball around.
That's my worst.
And he
Your
threw the
worst
ball.
one? Yeah.
Hey, the ball tried to penetrate
No.
the window because it's a pane window, so it's stopped.
I don't.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm
okay,
like,
so
what is that?
house-
So I go downstairs, and him and Jay is on the, laying down on the grass, like, like, what are you doing? Like, and I'm like, look, he goes, what? He goes, my window's broken. And then like, it's like, it's one of those. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, they were close. Dean was a couple years older.
Yeah.
Him and Jay were close enough in age that they were probably.
I don't.
They got,
Constant
yeah, dude.
Constant
They got along always because they were, like you said.
That was the biggest. Like I even to this day I'm like, why did you do that? And it's like, so the house is here. I'm here. Jay's here. Right? We're playing parallel to the house.
Soccer, baseball,
No,
baseball.
They should have
Catch.
been doing
Catch.
parallel to the house, but they wasn't.
Yeah.
It was.
No, we were parallel to the house. You poke your head out and you go, hey, don't break in my windows. We're like, I'm gonna break your windows. Regular back and forth catch got a little boring. I decided to spice up a little bit. So I decided I'm gonna throw it at the house. It's gonna hit the house. And it's gonna ricochet to Jay. And hit that cool angle. And Jay be like, whoa. Not a good throw.
They started another game.
I'm not a good throw.
Ricochet ball.
I throw it.
Ricochet ball.
Well, obviously he's a super athlete, but that's why he didn't play baseball. He went into fighting.
Actually, he
hated
played
baseball.
He did
Yeah.
play baseball.
So growing up, I was telling you, right? I would go to. There wasn't. I knew all my friends' numbers by heart.
House numbers.
House numbers.
Pre-cell phone days, yeah.
And I would call them. Hey, is Mark available? No, he's at baseball. Or I'd ride my bike into town. I would knock on their house. Hey, is Greg available? Can he come play? No, he's at baseball. So I'm like, man,
Might as well play baseball.
all my friends play baseball, So the Bermudez family is actually a bunch of Met fans.
Really?
Yeah,
My dad and my uncle.
my uncle, his oldest brother, like almost was on the Mets.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Angelo. Yeah.
And now, where did the original Bermudez clan, your father, they came from?
Puerto Rico.
No, where did they live in New York? Or they came from Puerto Rico and they settled in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So they came from Bayamon, no?
Yeah. And then they went. Then from Brooklyn, they went out to the south. Where I am, Long Island, in Huntington.
Yeah.
And that's when I was born there.
Yeah. You met Leonard Skinner. You started having
That's what I call him.
these guys. Yeah, that's what we call her.
Leonard Skinner.
You call your mom that?
Yeah. Leonard Skinner played the party.
She likes the party, you know how it is.
Rockstar.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's a good name for it.
So, hang on, where was I? I was going.
Talking about baseball.
Right. So,
Yeah, all your friends' numbers.
So I
Almost-
joined him
almost-
up to baseball.
Oh yeah.
And then I was going to be a coach, right? Remember? I was going to be a coach. They go, oh, Mr. Bermudez, you want to get... Yeah. But between my business and throwing and then the grand opening thing, for the baseball,
Yeah.
they got introduce all the coaches to the players and everything else. And I,
Very time consuming.
Yeah, whatever.
My brother-in-law does it now. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
but
time consuming.
they all of a sudden they came out and they went, and the other head coach is, Mr. Bermudez. Mr. Bermudez out there. Meanwhile, I was towing. I was out towing some truck, and I ended up calling him the next day. So I was like, I can't. So he joined. And I came to a couple of his games. Go ahead, Willie.
Go in front, go in back, whatever you're gonna do.
We got my step.
but,
we got step daughter. Step.
Step mode right there.
Yeah, we got step.
No, I remember I was a catcher. I liked being a catcher, and I was a middle field because I was the fastest of the team, so I could field balls pretty quickly,
Always had the speed aspect.
Yeah, but I liked catching because I don't know. I was touching the ball every play.
I mean, he tried.
Well, no, a catcher touches the ball every play.
Yeah, you're involved every. Yeah.
Or the pitcher.
Yeah.
But the pitcher's like the star.
No, but
So
when
one-
you got up to bat, how about when you got to bat?
So hang on. So
He wanted to kill. He wanted to destroy it.
So one game, the coach was my father's friend. Actually, my father's plumber.
Yeah.
And Dennis, you want to pitch? I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, come on, Dennis. I'm like, Dad, shut up. I don't want to pitch. Like, Dennis, come on, you got to pitch. But before they put in a new pitcher, you do
warm up.
Like kind of like a warm up.
Yeah.
Practice throws.
Yeah.
I threw 3 throws. Like, all right, Dennis, maybe you should go back to outfield.
You weren't a pitcher.
They're like, I wasn't. None of them were even close to a strike.
Pitching's not easy
No. Yes.
at all. Yeah. So even I was like a catcher, outfielder,
All right, Chris. Thank you, man. I'll talk to you.
and then I played slow pitch softball, and I was the pitcher in that, and that's not even easy. Underhand, yeah, the slow pitch softball. That's not easy to throw strikes. So yeah, pitching's not easy.
Yeah. Well,
So-
my father-in-law was
A pitcher?
underhand.
Yeah.
You know. And,
Who, Dick?
No. Lippy.
Oh, that's right.
Lippy
So
Lynch.
baseball wasn't for
He's in
Dennis.
the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
So Dennis finally found wrestling, found his calling. Before his now calling, which is broadcasting, his calling was fighting, which got his name on the map. So like when Dennis first started fighting, what were your thoughts? Do you remember it? How vivid of a memory do you
I
have?
remember it.
He remembers it probably like it was
What do
yesterday.
you mean when you started wrestling?
No, he's talking about actually fighting.
Now,
When I told you, Pop.
when you were in Pennsylvania?
Yep. I lived in
Okay,
Pennsylvania.
yeah. I went there. I heard about it. I go, okay. He goes, this MMA. I mean, like I never heard. I go, let me see what's going on. So I see the fight, and I'm like, whoa. And there was a big, group of people, and like, I mentioned his name, but I didn't see. I mean, you've been fighting a couple of times
You
before.
gave my first pro
Love you.
fight. Or no, I think he gave my second.
First
What?
pro fight or amateur fight?
He didn't come to my amateur fights. They were in Virginia.
Yeah.
Right.
All my amateurs were in
Did
Virginia.
they even know they were going on?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I
You
don't
didn't know I was fighting amateur?
I mean, no. I knew you were fine, but I didn't know what
Right.
was
You didn't know
all
the
about.
depth of it. You didn't know what he was actually doing.
I didn't know.
You
what,
thought he was like still wrestling or
right,
something.
whatever.
Yeah.
So
Well-
when I went to see it live, I went, whoa. It like, whoa, this is serious.
Yeah.
And then the second time I seen it in Pennsylvania again, he had an audience. That's when I knew that I mean everybody.
You had fans.
Yeah, because I was
Pennsylvania. I lived in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he's there, but everybody came to see him. All of a sudden, I was online, just like everybody else, and there were a bunch of people. Oh yeah, Dennis the Menace. They call him. He's fighting. Oh, that guy. I'm like,
What did we say your first nickname was going to be?
Well, my first nickname was The Truth.
The Truth.
When I was an amateur.
Yeah. Luckily, we changed that and went with the Menace.
then I went to after the fight. He won. I mean, he won a lot of fights. And then I said, "Where's Dennis?" He goes, "Who are you looking for?" I go, "I'm looking for my son, Dennis." He goes, "You see that line right there? He's doing autographs." I go, "Oh, that's
3 or 4
so-"
people.
Yeah. I go, "That's cute. Look at my son. Yeah. Look at my son. He's." And then I guess it went from there. I mean, I was, that's what he did.
It's definitely a proud moment, though, when you see people recognizing your son.
No, I was because he was doing you were working on UPS,
Right.
and he wanted to do a lot of that. Then I said to him, "Why don't you stay there?" And he was, "No, Dad, I got this fight going on."
Benefits, pension,
Yeah, and yeah, but I wanted to stay in that because of that, and he stayed in that, and before you know it, he was on his way. But he did it on his own, so it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? That's something he did on his own.
Well, even that was part of your motivation. Like,
Yeah.
I remember, what's the story of the UPS hat? Remember you used to wear the UPS hat?
Right.
But you had like a little thing behind it. Like you.
Well, I mean, you had to earn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you couldn't.
He
You
wanted
couldn't have a
advance.
misload.
No, he wanted advance in that
Right.
right away. The way, hey, I want to be a driver. He thought he had a family going on at the time, but whatever.
Yeah.
And you go, well, you can't just go. You got to start in the beginning. You got to start sweet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to start from the floor
You start
up.
that. You start at the bottom. You don't just jump right to the top.
So he,
yeah.
and that's what he wanted. And I understand, but it just didn't go. So he just said, whatever. And then when he got turned on to that, to the fighting thing.
Well, I remember working at UPS, and I said I want to be a like. I found out what drivers make.
Right.
They were making $80 grand at top rate, full benefits, paid vacations. I'm like, that sounds really good to me right now. Because right now I make $125 a week.
Oh my God! Yeah, I remember when you told me how much you made. I was like,
Oh,
wait,
no,
yeah, they paid that bad at UPS? Like, yeah.
80 grand.
I said to him,
after-
that's not even worth going into.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he said it's only a couple of hours and some
4
days-
hours.
Yeah, a week. I go, what are you doing?
Well, 4 hours a day it was.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, that's pretty low.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Someone duped you into that one.
No, I didn't have a job. I had to figure it out. I had a kid that I thought was mine. I had to.
So you just took any job. You took the first job that got thrown. Yeah.
Well, I did that until 8, and then at 9 or 10, I would do landscaping if I can get in
Oh
So-
yeah.
for $8 under the table.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
I was working
Whatever you gotta do.
Hard, hustling. He's always had that work ethic, something that
No, he
AB
didn't.
obviously
He does,
instilled
yeah.
in him.
He always gives you 100%. Like I'll give him that. He does. Anything he does, he would give it 100%.
Oh yeah. So raising
All my kids do.
your kids, you always had what I would say is a successful auto body business, right?
They take after their father with work ethics.
You've been here forever.
Work hard.
Well, pretty much. Yeah.
30s,
All right.
2-something years.
In this house, this is the house they were raised in, the whole nine. At what age did you leave the house?
Well, I wanted him to
And
leave
then
us-
never came back. Once you went to college, you were out. You never were coming back. Yeah. You know, sometimes kids go to college and they come back for a
Right.
little bit.
Well, it wasn't an option.
Yeah. AB said it wasn't an option, or just
Right.
yeah.
We,
He's like, right. Yeah, he wasn't
what I
coming.
did was that we had 3 doors, and when everybody left, it was only 1 door. So we didn't have only 1 door. So when you only had to get into 1 door. So you can't sneak in, and they try to sneak in. So I would nail down all the the windows.
I've heard those stories. How you like to watch the cameras. Nobody's sneaking around AB's house.
No, I did the cameras for not the thieves, my kids.
You're secure. You're not for the business, for your kids. Yeah. There you go. So you know what's going on in your household.
Yeah. And this is my little guy. Come on, little man.
And so then Dennis gave you the grandkids eventually.
Absolutely.
Bryson, Maddox, two champions.
So Poppy.
Want to sit with me?
You can't sit there. And then
So now let's go into his first fight. Well, the first fight that you remember going to.
You cannot sit.
And now I'm going to segue into something from here, but what was your thoughts when he first started fighting?
It was exciting but scary.
When
You know what I'm saying? Because
when you hear what's going on in the cage.
Oh yeah. And that my first one was in Vegas.
Oh, the first fight you went to.
Yeah, no, that was when
His first UFC fight.
fight.
Yeah.
But that's what he said, right? Is that what he
No,
said?
his first MMA fight. Because even that,
You
like,
drove to Pennsylvania.
Well, I went to Pennsylvania. I drove. I think I've seen
4
about maybe
hours.
3 fights.
Take this.
Yeah.
Probably 3 fights.
obviously those fights are a little more. Those are the highest level.
Yeah,
those are the
yeah,
best in the
yeah.
world. That's when you made it. But you obviously went to his other pro fights. Leading up to that.
Yeah, leading up to that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, but probably like three of his fights.
So what are you talking? Vegas was the Brandao fight.
Yes.
That was the first one.
Yeah, when he was
And
in,
he
when he was
watched
in
the whole
that,
season.
yeah, I watched the whole season.
So he knew the guy. He knew he was a dangerous guy.
We've had Jimmy Rivera on the show before. Remember the guy Jimmy Rivera we had on?
Right.
Remember the guy he fought to get in the house?
yeah.
Remember watching that fight? The fight that he won to get into the Ultimate
oh
Fighter
yeah,
house.
yeah,
Where he was getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And
But
then he
I
wound
didn't
up
like
coming
him.
back.
He was a big mouth.
The other kid.
The kid. Yeah.
He's a good kid though, but yeah, he was definitely
No,
cocky.
he was very cocky.
Very confident.
Started making fun of Dennis in the show, right? He was being
No, with a fight to get into the house.
You're thinking of Akira.
right.
No,
Yeah,
the fight to even like be on the show.
Oh really? I didn't.
Oh, you don't remember seeing
The
that?
very first episode where it's like everyone fights.
Right.
If you win, you're on the show.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
The
I
very
remember,
first round, I was getting my ass kicked.
Okay.
and we
I
had
don't think I don't remember.
we had all of Long Island MMA at Miller's Ale House. It was watching this fight, and I remember watching it like.
How is Dennis?
I'm looking back at him like, yo, do you fucking win this fight? There's no way he even wins this fight. He was getting his ass kicked. Like, dropped in the first round, face bounced up, and then he came back to pummel the dude in the second round. Now, and we talked earlier, that was always Dennis's...
Right, his wake-up call.
We talked how Jay talks, how once his eyes change.
Right, yeah.
So we talked
We called it a switch.
Yeah.
And every time I used to see him fight, you go, okay, he's got to get knocked out. He's got to get knocked down. And then he'll,
Yep.
the second round, he'll be good after that. And
100%.
everybody from the town, Saugerties, would say, oh, no, that's okay. You know, that's what he does. He
did that in my last fight.
He gets tagged once. He gets tagged in the first. This way, he wakes up, and then the second round, third round.
His last fight in Brooklyn, I was sitting with a bunch of people, and I was watching. And once Dennis got dropped, they were like, "Oh, he's done." I was like, "Nope, he's gonna win this. He's good. He's gonna win this fight now. Like, he's good. If he makes it through this, he's gonna fuck this dude up." And then that's what it turned into. And I was like, "Told you guys, you know."
No, but that's what I see. And everybody said that. So every time I used to go out, man, I thought he was done. He goes, and then everybody's got to the point where when they see him fight.
That's why I'm retired. I fucking hated that.
Hated
We're
what?
like, fuck, let me fucking find the ground, make sure this guy's not going to kill me.
Yeah.
That's like...
Now, which one is he? Because he got hit. His vision was
Yeah. Oh my God.
And like...
hit the guy in the middle.
I can't breathe. Like, it zaps your air.
I remember
like,
one time you told me that every time you'd get hit clean, it'd be like, bzzz. You're like, all right, that didn't feel good, like, and then the cornermen are yelling, "Go, jab, get in there," and you're like, I don't want that again. Like, I don't want that, that sting of that hard punch that people
and then I would
land.
be like, but okay. Like, I got these little arms. What do you, like, what am I gonna do?
Like
Well, even that.
Like a little reptile.
Yeah, and then what'd you do? What was this? So it went Brandao, then what was the next fight? Do we remember, or we'd have to look it up?
It was in New Jersey against Pablo Garza.
We were talking about the Garza fight earlier, and he was saying how when he saw Garza, he was like, this guy's
couldn't believe
huge.
it. He was huge.
This guy's huge. Yeah.
But you took him down. That's the one you took him down. Like, how many times? I mean,
I almost beat the UFC record for the most takedowns.
Yeah.
So
he was tall.
Some really good pictures you got from that, like that will live on forever. Like, you want to see something? And you show
And
like
what
you
they
dumping
call
that.
What's
dude.
it? I thought they called him a
Scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Scarecrow.
So, we were going very far back in my life to try and find a picture of Chael.
Yeah.
Right, and as you go very, very far back, and after the show, and then before the Garza fight, I just became, because the thing is losing to
Diego.
was just
That's who I was like. Diego. That was the
Diego.
one.
Yeah, Brandao was just no, I was beating you. I shouldn't even have fought you because my arm was trashed.
That one fucked you up here a little bit, or motivated you. Motivated you.
Bro,
Yeah.
I was running almost 5-minute miles the next week. Just fuck this. And I just, from that fight, I think we went and visited Jay in Cape Cod.
Yeah.
We had a good time, had a few drinks. We got back, and that was in... Well, no, sorry. So I lost to Diego in December. When we went to visit Jay was before I fought. That was after I finished The Ultimate Fighter, before I fought Diego.
Yeah.
So I remember, usually I meal prep, and I'm on a very strict diet for, in general, about 2 months prior to a fight. But this was my first, come on. This is your real UFC fight.
Yeah, right.
I dieted for 4 months straight.
For the Garza fight.
For the Garza fight, yeah.
That was Jersey. Yeah.
If you look at pictures of there, I am retardedly ripped.
Yeah. That was the best condition.
And
the best in shape Menace.
I was 24, 25. You know what I mean? I was training 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes my last workout was 8-mile run. You know what I mean?
That's what I told you. Every time when he came home, he looked like he already won. He already went to the fight. He already had the fight. I go, did you just fight already? He goes,
Just train.
No,
Yeah.
just train.
You got to train.
So,
that's why the sport's so tough.
Right.
Is because you got to train like that.
Yeah, I went to a real, almost just because I didn't feel like I even belonged in the UFC yet, and I was like, I'm going
to show everyone I do. Not only do I belong here.
Yeah.
He wants to prove himself. He did. And that's what I'm saying about him. He gives it 100%. And that's what made him,
Successful.
successful for a long time.
We joke.
I mean, he did that, he won 7 in a row, so...
The second most famous person to come out of Saugerties, behind Jimmy Fallon. Dennis Bermudez.
Who's that? Who's the first?
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you never even heard of that guy, but you heard of Dennis
I know
Bermudez.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, everyone knows him.
I'm number 2.
Yeah. Wow.
So now we're working on making him number 1.
Yeah, we gotta get
Little ways to go. Little ways to go. But we'll figure it out.
No, that's... But,
Hang on, so, Stan, our show is a fight show, right?
Yep. Kinda. Life. I want it to be
No. It's a fight show.
Yes.
We hit that realm and we hit it hard with whomever. And then we talk about aliens, whatever. AD is a martial artist.
Oh, we had this conversation earlier today.
Back in the day. That's
Yeah.
back in the day.
What year? Let's take me back to the year.
I had to be
Teenage years. Early 20s.
24.
24.
24.
So now give me a year.
Karate?
See, I was young even when
Was
I
it
had
karate?
Yeah.
Standard or wasn't
No, regular. Yeah,
not
karate.
taekwondo,
No,
it was
karate.
karate.
It was karate.
Taekwondo.
Yeah, whatever.
Taekwondo?
Yeah.
Okay. You were a
But
brown. You became a brown belt in taekwondo.
Third-degree brown belt. I became. That's how.
Do you remember the gym?
The gym?
Yeah.
There was no gym. I did it in this guy's basement.
I want to get into this guy.
This guy was crazy. Crazy, bald head.
Oh, yes.
Worked a side job being a carpenter and was on like welfare. You know? Because he put all his time into karate, downstairs, everything. What's that?
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, Bruce Lee. And this guy was ripped. I was working.
This was that time, yeah.
Yeah, but I worked out with him every day.
Where were we? In the 80s? Early 80s?
Pre-UFC.
Yeah,
the toughest guy.
I mean,
No,
this is
but like
an anime
in your
film.
life.
Anime
Well,
film.
no. We gotta be 70s, no?
No, it was like early 80s.
Late 70s, early 80s.
Early,
yeah.
right.
Okay.
Around that area, you know what I'm saying? But this guy was ripped, crazy. So he would put all his money in. So when he got
Buy equipment.
oh yeah.
Gloves.
And then one day we went to a store to get some equipment. And he told me to hang the bag, and he was kicking it. And this guy worked out in this people's store. And I'm like, I forgot his name, but I said, man, we better take it easy. Now he's sweating. He's looking at me like, whoa. I'm like, whoa, man. I go, hang on. He kicked this bag. Now, it was like Chinese people that owned all this, and it was maybe
You break your
it
body.
was like twice the size of this. So and it was packed with shit, with all kinds of karate. And
He getting fired
he
up.
kicked this bag, set me in the bag, like into all this shit, and I'm trying. And this guy, hey, get out of here! And meanwhile, my friend is looking at him like, what? Like, oh, this guy's gonna get. And he kicked the door open. Hey, I'm like, we're gonna get arrested. This is like, But I hung out with this guy. He taught me a lot. And tell you what, he got me ripped. I mean, every single day, every day. And then one day I remember, I was tired because I'm working. He's on welfare. Sometimes whatever.
You're working like a madman, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, as a carpenter, he's doing side jobs.
Yeah, side.
Guy.
But
on the
on
table.
the table.
Right.
and
Okay.
yeah. So I'm like, man, I'm tired, man. It was like, it had to be like 10 o'clock, and I lived on top. So I said, man, let me go. He goes, this. He took his finger. I'm leaving. He goes, no, you're not. And that eyes. What everybody was telling him, like when you see his eyes,
Yeah. I'm done. I don't want to play. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to play video
so
games
I'm like
anymore.
this. And all of a sudden, I got up and he just pushed me over this thing. I'm like, what the fuck? Now I know this guy can kick my ass and kill me. You know what I'm saying? The guy can, because he's just nuts.
Right.
So I said, oh man, So I started tagging with him. We were tagging. That's what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me a couple of slaps in the head, and I took it. And I went, are we done here? It's good. And I'm like, holy. Then one time I coming home. This is how crazy he is. Screen door. I'm coming home from work, right? And the landlord's house was in front, beautiful home, and she had a house in the back where we were. It was a 2-family. So I'm driving, and all of a sudden, I see this screen. Like this. He does this, like punching the screen. I'm like, I feel like, what the fuck? I'm like, like keep on going? Because yes, Bruce Lee. He looked like Bruce Lee at that time. He was like, ah,
Like bleeding, right?
no, his hands were cut. He's like, he's like this. I'm like,
We saw the blood.
Pre-UFC, there was a lot of crazy people out there.
it was, but where I was living, there was a
think
lot of
Long
karate
Island-
people
Yeah.
and boxing and stuff.
You've seen it,
Yeah,
and
it-
girl moving there. Long Island, Long Island has a weird thing about it.
Right,
Like
but where I
everyone,
was living, it was like a little low class. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of tough,
most people don't want to fight, but Long Island, you'll find more people that are like, nope, I'm about this. It's similar. Like we talk about it with Hawaii. Like everyone's like, yo, what's up, brah? And they'll fight. That's how it's a culture in Hawaii. Similar in Long Island. People back down a little more, but
I bet that they back down now than they did before because.
a lot of egos, a lot of crazy people in Long Island.
No. Oh, but at that time, it was nuts. I mean, we walked into the bar, it was me, him, and this other guy, Gary. And Gary was he was like 2nd degree black belt, big dude. And then he was, whatever, 3rd degree on my sensei, and then it was like me, and So, my guy would come in with no shirt on, what do you call those?
Wife beater.
Yeah. Well, no, not a wife beater, like,
Fishnet?
one of those farmers one suit thing.
Overalls.
Overall, and he would have one, strap on with no shirt on,
Like crisscross.
Yeah. And no, he just had one.
No, I know,
strap-
but it
strap-
was like a rap group back
whatever.
in the day.
He walk in, because he got, welfare gave him some money, so he's all cashed up. And then Big Gary, he was like, then I was like, whatever, I got my little money.
If you walk in with some overalls and one strap down, you better know how to fight.
Yeah. He was looking for it. He was looking for anybody to whatever. And then I got into with this guy. My guy, hey, get up.
Let me see it live.
And I got my ass kicked like I told you before. Remember when we were talking? This guy gave me a beat, and I thought I was a bad dude because I was with him. I thought I was this big. Meanwhile, this guy made me my size.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, and I'm like, I couldn't see. I'm all torn. And I go, you all right? I go, no, you fuck. You got me into this shit. I go, I'm getting the fuck out of here. He goes, he had the one tooth, and he moved his tooth around. Okay. I'm like,
This is your instructor.
my instructor, because he had this one tooth that he could move around.
And so,
I go, you meatball.
he didn't actually have a dojo.
No, he trained in his basement.
No. Yeah. And then we,
So, it's like his word.
Yeah.
yeah, but you know what? No. But the thing is, he was good. And he would train with Gary, and everything else. I was working, so I couldn't go to these things. And we would go to like certain training things, or a guy that had facilities that that would be training.
spar.
I spar, and I would spar with some guys that was like in black belt, and I would kick their ass.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. And I would do really good against them. You know what I'm saying? But it was controlled. You know what I'm saying? But when we were at his house, it was.
No control. Craziness.
And then I had brought my friend Matt and a bunch of my other friends down, where I was. He goes, man, you want to get in shape? This guy, he goes, really? He goes, yeah. So I bought a bunch of them, and they started off.
They were like, this guy's crazy.
No.
He beat you up.
So he lined us all up, but I was good. I could take care of anybody, you know what I'm saying? But then he got to the point, hey, you fight this one, and he got it going. Then he got a little bit out of hand. There was sometimes like he would get crazy. No. He would get like my friend Joey. He was a big dude, but he was a teddy bear.
Wasn't tough. Wasn't a fighter. Everyone's not a fighter. Yeah.
He tried to get that fear into him. So come on, hey you. And Joe, he looked at me like, boy. And the minute I went like this, Joe was in midair like this. I went, and this guy, he was like 100-something pounds. And I'm like, wow. And then my friend, that's when all my friends says, no, I think I'm good with that. And he saw Joe that weighed 100, that he kicked him and made him, he didn't pick him up. He kicked him like a football. I never saw a guy go flying like that. I know you see
Off
that in
his
the
feet,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I like this. Like, whoa. I'm like, what? I'm like, so the next week, I didn't have my, they didn't come around.
He lost a bunch of clients.
Lost a
But
lot of
hey,
clients.
what happened? He goes,
Well, he was the guy to pay or what? Obviously, right?
Were you paying?
No, I wasn't paying. I was just working out with him. I was working with him. You know what I'm saying? He made me a tough guy.
Yeah.
He really did. He really made me a tough guy.
He was training. He needed bodies, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And he wasn't out to, go out and. He was just doing it on his own. He was just doing his.
I was that guy once upon a time, but it wasn't with karate. It was with jiu-jitsu and like kickboxing. I was like, yo, my friends, come train. I eat bodies, and I would just.
Well, that's what he would do.
Ice people.
But I trained with him.
With jiu-jitsu, you're icing people with jiu-jitsu?
Oh, I just showed you throwing punches. I used to kickbox with them, and even jiu-jitsu. What do you mean? I used to fucking ragdoll people. If you don't know jiu-jitsu, like that's what I was saying. Pre-UFC, everyone thought they were a badass. Then when they saw Hoist Gracie, this little skinny dude, if you know jiu-jitsu, you know cheat codes.
Right.
Like if you're, if you go against someone in the street, or you go against a random person, they're a white belt.
So am I.
You know what I mean? They're technically a white belt. Like they know nothing. Yeah, I always equate it to like, I know we're gonna play video games, and I know the cheat codes. You know what I mean? Like UFC 1 in 1993 showed me what's the most effective martial art. Grappling, ground fight, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, submissions, you know? Like a lot of
That's
that.
all level. That's all.
Yeah. So how?
Hey, can we just do one more story of my father's karate?
Yes, but I wanted to even segue into the Uriah Faber story.
We're gonna go there one.
All right, so yes, go ahead. You got another one?
No. So you and your what'd you call him? Your master, your sensei.
You call him sensei?
Yeah.
Bow your sensei. Anyways,
So wait, now he promoted you to brown belt in his basement?
Well, no. Well, I was like,
he's not a legit family.
no, right. I wasn't, but
Yeah.
I went against like a brown belt.
Did you ever get the actual physical belts?
No.
Oh wow.
Oh, he burned you on that.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
But
he also wasn't paying.
No, I wasn't paying. But the deal is, I went to other studio, whatever, to fight other guys that would make me that belt.
Now,
And I would win. I would beat them up.
was it only on the feet? Or they stopped? They stopped on the ground. And
No, they did everything.
so you guys were doing UFC? Yeah, it's not ground fighting.
He wasn't doing ground fighting.
No, he just said he was doing ground
why?
fighting.
He said-
Yeah.
No, I was doing. Yeah.
So you weren't doing you were doing Jeet Kune Do.
Yeah.
If you're doing ground fighting, yeah, you're doing Jeet Kune Do. Is where you're fighting on the ground stuff.
He doesn't care. How am I supposed to know if he doesn't even know?
Or you guys are doing Taekwondo and just letting it go and hit the floor.
Kicks. You did kicks.
Hey,
I mean, not like no hand, like you're not boxing. It was all kicks and
yeah, but
back
he smoked
kicks.
like a ton of weed back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing
He
wrong
did
with that.
too.
Nothing wrong with that.
Wait a minute, and he did too.
Big.
Wait a minute. He
Big
did too.
marijuana advocate.
Hey, no, he did too.
Yeah. Oh, you coach. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
No, so hang on. So you're around this guy a lot. You're learning a bunch of stuff.
Years.
You decide to go, like, you're gonna go out with him one night. Where were you? Where all the mirrors were? He started shadow boxing, and he started working with sweat. Where it was like, oh shit. I think he was at his own house.
Oh, yeah. This is one time where we were gonna go out. As I was saying,
Yes.
one time we were gonna go all dressed up. We were going out to dinner.
Yeah.
Who comes? That guy Gary. I was waiting for Gary. He's working. He's taking me. We're working on. Now he's starting to bald head.
Starting to sweat.
He's starting to sweat. The minute he starts sweating, that was over. Gary comes and sees him and he kind of knows, like, okay, he's crazy. We're gonna get into something. I knew it. I knew it in the beginning. I said, so he fucks around with me. He fucks around with Gary, and all of a sudden I step out, and then those two, were just tagging. It started tagging, and it got heavier and heavier, and before you know it, it's a blown out fight. I'm like this. Okay, I guess we're not going out. I mean, they were tearing that. This is in this guy's house.
And now they're
Now
dressed.
we're not downstairs now.
They're dressed to go out too.
Yes, we were dressed to go out. Now
The gym's in the basement.
all the gym is downstairs, and then when we do a lot of stuff, we outside. We're in his living room that everything got destroyed. That's when I said, okay, we're not going out. I'm still hungry.
You guys want me to ref this or
He's
what's
like
up?
breaking mirrors. He just got.
It was got. Yeah.
They broke up the whole house. Yeah.
But
It was his house.
it was his house.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck.
He was defending his honor.
And you know what? And he No, he wasn't defending that. He was just kicking ass. He just wanted to go with it.
You want to get
didn't
worked
care.
out with sweat.
And then, again, he's on welfare. He went out and bought new shit. I mean, he broke up his wife and they seen shit flying like, give me a little Marianne, whatever. Take her to the room. I mean, shit was flying all, and then like, when she comes out, it was like disaster. Like the house blew up. I'm like, holy shit.
Why are there no levels?
Why are there no levels? No, that's just the other thing.
Oh, you went all the way down.
So anyway,
Yeah, we're good.
I got you.
all right.
We good.
You can do your segue now.
All right, so like we started, AB's a martial artist, so you knew a little bit about
very
fighting.
well.
You've been in some fights. You raised 3 boys. One of them starts fighting professionally. At what point did you go out to Alpha Male? Was that before Ultimate Fighter?
I was 1-0 pro.
Ooh, so that early
Yeah.
in your career.
So in my head, pro, like, I'm an animal. I'm
Yeah.
ready for the UFC
tomorrow.
Yeah.
You had the look. You had the attitude.
You had to look, yeah.
But I won 5 fights convincingly.
Yeah, right.
Like nobody.
4 amateur, 1 pro.
Yes.
And then you go to Team Alpha Male. Do you remember this? You went out to California for some training.
Back in 09.
Nah, I don't remember that.
Because Uriah Faber called you. You don't remember that?
Yeah, okay, I did. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. You were staying at his house.
Yes.
Yeah. I did.
Because we had Uriah on, and
Right.
Dennis had told me the story,
No,
and then we had Uriah on, and Uriah was like, "Do you remember when you were out here and like you asked me to call your dad, and we called your dad to tell him you have potential?"
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Yeah. And I said to him, "Hey, why don't you go out there and work out with him?" He goes, "One of these days I'm gonna have to fight him."
Yeah.
That's what he said. Dennis goes, one of these days I gotta fight him. I don't want to go out there and deal with him and hang out with him. I said, "No, hey."
Yeah, that whole camp was around his weight.
Yeah. But at the
You can
time,
almost say they wound up being his kryptonite a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost of the 4 fights I lost in a row.
right. That
All
was
the decisions.
Right, I know that. That
were
was
alpha male
right,
guys.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on those fights?
I think that was bullshit.
Really?
I think so.
Because again, my
Yeah,
father
I only-
calls a spade a spade.
Yeah.
He actually, I feel like, and my brothers might be watching, whatever, like, I feel like he looks to go, no,
Yeah.
you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or like,
Keep you in line. Keep you
Yeah.
humble. Yeah.
You know what? You
so
know,
for him to sit here and
if
go,
my son were to lose, fairly, I wouldn't say nothing. But he lost in a really bad way.
Those are some robberies.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think so. And for a kid that, it doesn't matter. Everybody has, in the UFC has families and everything else, and they can cry and whatever. But in his case, and not only me, as his dad, there was tons of people that said the same thing.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, Woodley, that's I mean, all these guys, what were they looking at? Now, it's not just him. What about the other fighters that lost the same way he lost? I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
So-
I wish they could have a judge on top of a judge. Do you know what I'm
They
saying?
need more judges.
Well,
or they need better. They
one
really
judge
need
is saying,
better
listen,
judges.
that's wrong.
Yeah.
Let's look at it.
I think there should be a recourse. So when the fight's a split decision and it's like, oh, that was a really close fight, there should be a recourse of
Right.
like, we're gonna rewatch,
like
rejudge
3
the
different
fight.
judges
I think.
watch the same fight?
10 different judges. You know what I mean?
Well, I think
I-
that's
that'd
also the
be-
problem too. Is like, so right now there's 3 judges.
Okay.
The sport is very new.
Infant still, yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
It's been 25 years
How long's MLB or the NFL?
before they got unionized and all those
yeah.
things. You know what I mean?
MMA is still an infant. UFC is only a brand. They're only like a company, like there's other companies.
They're making a lot of money. They're doing pretty good.
Oh,
yeah.
they're crushing it.
Now they got ESPN. I mean, that's a big deal.
Oh,
I mean,
huge.
they got a lot of
Huge.
sponsors that are in there, and a lot of other athletes that want to be part of that game too.
But what we're so right now there's 3 judges of they're not fighters, they're not anybody who trains martial arts, so it's just like which again I've said this before, Kyle Serm, who's a wrestling coach at Long Island May, he almost like kind of likes 3 guys that don't know anything about fighting going, he won. Because they don't know anything about fighting.
I agree.
You're asking 3 guys that don't know anything, I'm like, yeah, I think he won. You know, but when you start getting like boxers and a kickboxer and a wrestler, like wrestler, yo, that's a good takedown, he wins. And the boxer's gonna say, no, he threw more strikes, he wins.
His
But
hands look good.
how about the time when you lost down in Long Island? I mean, I think it was Long Island, where you were throwing you were doing more of a boxing, he was doing wrestling, and he kind of won because he took you down, I think maybe twice. But you were hitting them all kinds of times. I mean, you were taking them down.
Right.
Now, how do you score that? Now, and then when you lost again, the other fight, you went and you did the wrestling, and you mentioned that.
Right.
Now I'm doing wrestling. I'm taking him down. I took this guy 4 times. I still lost.
Yeah.
How are we judging here?
Yeah.
What's the takedown? How much is that compared to me punching you in the head 1 time compared to me dropping you down? Now I can see if you drop a guy down and you got control. That's a major point there. You know what I'm saying?
I thought the answer was always more judges. You need a bigger pool.
How many?
So we're saying, no.
10 judges are gonna be.
Well, no, hang on. I mean, you have a larger pool of guys. 3. You need 2 people to go him. Now, if you have 7, you need
4 people.
4 people to go him. I mean, there's more people.
Because even what could happen is,
Or maybe 4.
if there's
10 3.
you gotta have an odd number, I think, so that way it doesn't wind up even.
4, yeah.
But even like so, I watched the fight intently. I think this guy won. Well, I watched the fight intently. I think this guy won. Well, I wasn't really paying attention. I don't really know fighting. A girl walked past. I missed a little bit of the second round. I like you. You know. Yeah.
Okay, I hear.
Or you're from the USA.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you're. I can hear. Okay.
A lot of times
But look
politics
at-
comes into play
I
too.
I understand that, but for you to say what you just said about that one judge that he was looking at, whatever, this kid lost like $50,000.
Bro, and that's
I mean, not you, not my son.
no, he did, though. That's a real thing,
no,
too, yeah.
in general. Who now? If you had another judge to say, "Whoa,"
so
you didn't. I saw you looking. It's him.
You know when you
he's
watch-
the one I want. I mean, I'm not pointing at myself. I'm just saying, in general. No, he won.
it applies to him though. Yeah, 100%.
I'm just saying.
You know, like when you watch the fight on TV, you have a great view. You have the best view. The judges have to sit cage side, have a cage in front of them, the crowd yelling, people, the octagon girl walking around. As a man, if the smoke show ring car girl walks past you, are you gonna look at her?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna be like, nope, not even gonna look. I'm waiting for this round to start. I'm waiting, like there's a lot of distractions. I think they need to put the judges.
You get texted.
Yeah, they need to put the judges in a booth in the back with monitors. Or headphones, monitor in front of them. Because you don't see everything, like
Now, off call, this is whatever, and this is what I was telling these guys. I says, like now football players, they got phones in their ear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, hey, it's going to, what's his name? Ryan? Ryan. I go, well, how about if I was at home watching a fight?
I called.
Oh, he told me
And
this.
I called, I mean, I can't, he's fighting, but hey, he's going to give you, I just heard him saying.
I'm going to call up and tell you what his corner's saying.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know if you could do that. Is that allowed?
It's completely insane.
Yeah.
Why is that?
There's a delay.
A delay? Oh.
On the
sorry,
video.
Actually live and to come to your.
Yeah, right.
TV
I just.
And if I'm not mistaken, the athletic commission will yell at the cornerman for taking out his phone and being on his phone.
Oh.
I just never see a corner even.
You don't have time.
No.
That 1 minute.
You have 1 minute.
No. I mean, you put it in your pocket.
Well, no,
you have phone.
Earbuds.
No, I'm talking about.
Or like.
Yeah, and you walk around now. Okay, it might take that time, but I can call whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you walking around, strapping. Yeah, hey Dennis, and then he goes, yeah, Dennis. They said this, so you make sure and hey, make sure you give him a let. You know what? Watch his arm. Whatever. I'm just making shit.
It was
up.
an amazing idea.
Now the thing is, you don't
idea.
even know what martial art you practiced.
So you had to come up with that. You had to say that. I mean, I don't.
Well, you want my jiu-jitsu coach and my MMA coach that know what they do. Like, hey,
What the
I'm his
hell?
father.
So I can't. Okay. But I'm hearing what the others say.
I
hey,
tell you what.
tell that yo-yo that they're gonna throw an uppercut, so he doesn't walk into it. And sure enough, he walks right into it.
No.
What a
Hang on.
knucklehead! Hey, there you go. That's good. He was winning the fight on whatever his name was.
Korean zombie.
Yeah. But I see it coming. I go, here's another one. A bomber.
I didn't go to the corners.
Bang.
How would you be able to give information?
Because I saw the way he was looking. No, because the first round when you were backing him up and you were tagging him, I go, okay. The minute he stopped backing you up, I says he's in trouble. And you know who I called? Who do you think I called? Who's the first one that you think I called?
Jay?
No.
Dean?
No.
Ryan?
No.
Greg?
No.
Your brother?
Yeah. And he goes, I saw exactly what you saw.
Where is that son of a bitch?
And then,
Hang on. This is what I deal with.
Yeah. A
I
smart
would,
man.
hang on. If I would win a fight or lose a fight, he's one of the first people I would call.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Scoot in one little bit.
Yeah, scoot in a little bit so we get you
And,
on camera.
Okay.
And sometimes I would put my phone on speakerphone for my corner to listen to.
To get some laughs.
Because he would go, hey, Dennis.
But you know what? You always gotta hear the good and bad. No matter, like
Yes.
even when you win, it's okay. You won it. Did you really win it? Amazing. I mean, there was fights that he did. I mean, outrageous. So
Right.
you can't say nothing.
Yeah.
But there was fights that he did. He won, but it wasn't the greatest. But everybody, well, it's still a win. It's still a win. Okay, it is. But you think, as me as a coach, if I was gonna say, I would say it's okay. But you need a lot more because you just made it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we got a lot more to do. Not like, you did good, we won it, wow.
Right.
You know what, Dennis? That's bullshit. I mean,
Hang on.
And you said,
Now, we've never talked about this. This is...
I did talk to you. I did talk to you.
I
said,
know.
let me try to help you out.
No,
I don't need
no.
your help. What do you know? I go,
I'm going to tell you right now that what we've never talked about. I can't speak for Jay or Dean. Hear me out.
Okay.
After all, I might even call Greg right now and like, hey, we will be walking out of the arena. People are high-fiving me, oh, sick win, da-da-da-da. We'll look at Greg like, man, I could have done this better. I am my worst critic, and I will crush myself. And then I try to get like almost a little bit of like a, from somebody I really...
Yeah, but even your brother said the same thing.
What's that?
Like I said,
Oh, no.
I mean,
But the thing is, like...
I would say, hey, first thing,
Hang on.
I'm gonna shoot you down. Hey, congratulations.
As soon as we get to the locker room, Greg would be like, dude, we can go over, like, the things you fucked up, like, next week. But, like, enjoy the victory, like, tonight at least. Like, you haven't even made it to the locker room, you're limping, and you're talking about how, like, you could have done this better than this, and then I call, like, somebody super, like, my guy, I love, and, like, yeah, you did good, but...
That's also why you got to where you got.
I agree. I agree.
I've heard the same thing about GSP. Like when GSP fought Dan Hardy, remember that fight? He like almost armbarred him like 6 different times. Right after the fight, he walked back and was like, "We need to go in the back and do that real quick."
He did that, or his father told him.
George St. Pierre did that.
Right, I know. I'm already doing that.
Yeah, and
And
then
I
his father
have
was
my
telling him.
father going,
You need that though, I think.
I agree. I think that's
But you
where...
That's life. Life
You
is the
wanted the
same
pat.
way.
You wanted the pat from AB.
He did in the beginning.
Well, it's crazy because when he give me the pat, I go, I don't believe you.
Really?
Yeah.
So damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Well,
No, I always.
It's a tough sport.
It is. It is.
It's
And
a really
he
tough
did
sport.
good, but like I said, outside looking in, it's easy. You know what I'm saying? He's the one like he thought that I'm in the ring, not you. You know what I'm saying?
Doing a
And
podcast.
he's right. You know what I'm saying? it's
Menace and The Man podcast. We're interviewing your poppy right now.
Stan the Man, Dennis the Menace, Bermudez, and AB. Poppy.
Who are you?
A.B. Bermudez,
Matt Bermudez, right?
Max Bermudez.
right?
What, are you graduating, pre-K on Monday?
Yes.
Yes.
And you're gonna start
Really?
kindergarten, huh?
Yes.
You excited?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
He sounds like that.
What you gonna meet new friends and what do you think, is kindergarten gonna be hard or what?
Well, it's not gonna be hard though. Well, it might be a little hard.
But you're gonna nail it.
You're Bermudez. You got this.
Well, I've never been in that store, but I'm going in.
So before we started, right? Your mom said she didn't want you on YouTube, right?
Yep.
Well, you're about to be on YouTube.
Oh, now we got this guy coming on too. This guy
Bryson.
he looks a little tired.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Bryce, are you tired? No, you're not. You want to sit in my lap?
Well, let's corral this
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be the first time we have you on, AB.
All right.
You were on episode 33, now episode 35, our Father's Day show.
Yeah.
We got to talk to you a little bit.
Father's Day.
Yes. Peace out.
No, we're not done yet. We'll have a send off. So even like,
Let's send off like
so when Dennis's career wrapped up, did you feel like a sense of relief that he was done fighting?
very much so.
And now you guys are enjoying retirement together?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I
His
gotta
kids.
start working really, you know.
No, I'm saying now you guys are enjoying retirement together. Like now, when
No,
he's,
no. Everybody says, how did he retire before? I go, yeah,
But even-
I don't know how he did.
we talked about how he would come up here and be in fight
Yeah,
mode.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
now you got a
yeah,
different
yeah,
Dennis.
yeah,
You almost
yeah.
have like the jovial. He's up here. He's calm. He's
Yeah.
not training for a fight. He is actually. The rise next week, but not punches anymore.
Yeah.
Now
But
some
where-
grappling.
Now,
Yeah.
that's his, what school? Is it school, right?
The space in Westbury it'll be at. Yeah.
On next weekend?
It'll be on Fight
Next
Pass. You can
Friday.
watch it. Yeah, next Friday.
Oh, really?
Unless you're coming up.
Nah, I ain't.
Good.
Next Friday?
Next Friday.
Oh, I thought it would be Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Friday
Night.
evening. I'm like the co-main events.
The feature fight. The special
It's gonna
attraction.
be. It's gonna be on. No.
It'll be on the
Yeah,
internet.
Fight
Fight
Pass.
Pass.
Oh, fight.
Yeah. You might have to pay $9.99 because once your son retired, they probably revoked his fight pass. That's what they do.
For this.
Yeah, like UFC.
So Ryan LaFlair, he retired and he went to watch a fight on Fight Pass. Like, so as a fighter, you get Fight Pass free.
Right.
It's like, you know, $10
$79 a year, $9 a month.
Ryan retired, went to go use it, and like, doesn't work.
Oh,
And I was
really?
like,
Damn.
I still haven't gone on to check. I like kind of don't wanna. Because I think I gotta report someone like, really, dude?
Even
Like-
me, even me.
Yeah, the blood I've shed.
All those fights, I went out on a dub. Even me. Yeah, it's not the easiest sport. like
I
we're
want to
talking
just
about.
assume in my head that like,
You try. We need to try.
I'm
See
good.
Yeah.
We can try right now.
Well, we'll give you the password. You can try next Friday to watch him on Fight Pass. So we'll wrap this up. Menace and the Man, episode 35.
Yeah.
AB, thank you for joining us. Before we let you leave, shout out your auto body. Do you know the address today, or?
Yeah, what's the address, huh?
3986 Route 9W.
Yeah.
3986 Route 9W. AB Auto Body. Show the shirt to the camera.
If you guys are ever up here in Saugerties, this is the guy. The best auto body guy in the game.
Or don't. I'm your
Dennis the Menace, Stan the Man. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll talk to you guys next show.
Over and
Well, see you later.